Well, it's Monday evening here. Didn't get a chance to film anything today because my day has been kind of busy. Had newborn pictures today with my wife and our new little boy. So had that going on. And kind of a bunch of running around getting parts because Sunday went down to my mom and dad's to kind of have a little small celebration for my mother's birthday. And coming home in the evening time, ABS light popped on in the cab of the truck, and say, okay, well, that's going with my week. So by the time I got home, there was a really bad grinding coming from the passenger side front wheel. So kind of had a feeling it'd be wheel bearing. So got home, kind of had a little bit of a mess in the shop here because I've been doing a lot of fabricating work. So my shop's been pretty well taken over by cutting and welding and you name it. So there was no room to park in here. So cleaned up the shop a little bit, pulled the truck in and jacked it up, threw it up on stands, and yeah, checked front wheel bearing, bad, both sides. So this truck's been needing brakes for, well, a month now at least, but we've been harvesting, so been kind of busy, just haven't had the time to stop and dedicate my time to doing the brakes on this truck. So I guess now's the time it's gonna happen. So I got the driver's side front wheel removed. I got the hub out, brakes off. That's the axle shaft on the driver's side. So that's all pulled out. Ball joints are also bad. So now I'm working on tearing the passenger side apart. I'm gonna get this all tore down this evening. It's 6:30 Monday evening. Called around, tried to order parts. I do have parts on order, just they're not here today. So they'll be here tomorrow, and hopefully I can somehow, between all the stuff I gotta do for the farm and whatever my wife's got me doing tomorrow, hopefully I can get in here and finish this, because Friday, 2 days before the old wheel bearing went out here, water pump went out on the Durango. So this is the only four-door vehicle I own besides the Durango. I'm not taking the Durango anywhere, obviously, with the water pump being bad. That's gonna lead to problems. So I need to get this truck fixed and back on the road so I can use this to obviously do whatever I gotta do for work and then haul the family around. So I'm gonna get out of here and get this blown apart this evening, and at least then it'll be ready to go for tomorrow. So I'll throw you guys up on time lapse here and try and knock this out. Well, got the passenger side wheel bearing out and axle shaft out. And why I'm saying these ball joints are bad, I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sure you probably can. But that's the same way on the driver's side over here. Same deal. So I've already torn it down this far. You know, you got the hub assembly off. you might as well just go ahead and do it. So the lowers are probably okay, but being as I'm right here, and as much as I use this truck, you know, these are a non-greasable one in here, so I can only imagine that these are all factory. This truck has 148,000 miles on it. So, you know, yeah, some guys get more out of them. Some guys get way less. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and change them all out. You know, a little bit of insurance, you know, going down the road with your family in the truck. You sure don't want anything bad to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull them out too and replace them. Still waiting on parts, obviously. It's still Monday, but I don't know. These rotors don't look terrible aside from the fact this passenger side, there's some pitting. That's just from where I was sitting while I parked in here, but there's some pitting here, and I don't know. You know, the inner cheap ass of me really wants to just run them, but same time, that pitting isn't going to do me any good. These sliders on the caliper are actually froze up on this side. This one's moving, this one's not. And that's what gave me this uneven wear on the back side. See, what these do is when you push your brake pedal, it pushes fluid to your caliper. And what your caliper has is two pistons in it that slide back and forth. And those, actually you can see right here, push right on there, those circular pieces there. And those make that clamp together. And so when you release the brake pedal, if these are froze up, it doesn't allow your caliper to move back centered, sort of. And so what it'll end up doing is, just like this one, this is the backside pad on the inside of the rim, it wears that off. And it can actually ruin your rotors. It didn't seem to do that to this one, but I don't know. So yeah, this was obviously needing addressed. Also, why that ABS light came on is that can be a wheel speed sensor. And so you can see how, if I can get it up here where you can see that shiny piece there? That's the inside of the sensor. It's actually gnawed off on an angle, if you can see that. And so what happened is when that wheel bearing went bad, it allowed that hub to cant ever so slightly, which would kick the inside piece that this would be measuring off of up. And what it ended up doing is contacting that and breaking it off and grinding that down. So now this sensor is junk. Most hubs come with new sensors, but this is a lot newer than what I'm used to working on. So we'll see. I would surely imagine. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow when they come in. But this side obviously needs a new wheel speed sensor. So hopefully the new hub comes with one. If not, yes, we're going to be sourcing one of them from Mopar, because kind of heard some bad stories about aftermarket ones not really lasting and doing the job. So this side appears to be good. You can see how that's black and it's actually a plastic coating. Yeah, that's what that sensor on the other side is supposed to look like. But since it contacted and ripped that off and ground it down, that's why it, through the ABS sensor, the traction control, the service four-wheel drive, all that kind of lit up like a Christmas tree when that happened. Well, I haven't filmed all of what I wanted to film on this project. The passenger side is put together now. Come over here and show you. So, new hub assembly on. You can't really see it very well underneath the brakes, but new shock, new ball joints. That's the upper and the lower. Not that you're gonna be able to see. So, all new ball joints, wheel bearings, brakes. A lot of money. So, it's 8 o'clock, and I just came out here after dinner to try to finish up the driver's side. All I've gotten done on that so far is the upper and lower ball joint pressed in. I'm gonna kick on the heat because it's like 30 some degrees outside, and I really don't like being cold. my oh so awesome high-tech heater here that I keep saying is gonna get the actual shop heat put in, but you know, bills, they kind of ruin the fun. So I'm gonna go back to plugging away on this. It's not gonna be fun. Well, ball joints are in, the knuckle assembly's in, everything's torqued down, hub assembly's in, torqued down. That's the old rotor. It doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna send it for a little bit here. I've put like $2,000 worth of parts on the front end of this truck, so you know what? They're not pitted. They look like they're relatively new. The brake pads weren't actually that bad. I'm just replacing them since I'm here, but that's all on. Now I've got the fun task of freeing up that caliper bracket over there. The other one was a trip. I didn't record it. This one I probably will. So here we go. See how that moves? Maybe you can't see there. Maybe I'll adjust you. Anyways, see how that moves? And I can go in and out. You're supposed to go in and out. That does not move. And so, like I said, you know, your caliper bolts to these. And this centered slot here is actually where your rotor's running. So when you press your brake pedal and it moves the fluid and it pushes the pistons on that caliper to go in, these things are supposed to move when you let off the brake pedal. So it pulls your pads away from the disc so you're not just dragging your brakes when you're not using them. But that, she no go. So time to get the air hammer. Because trust me, after beating on the last one, it's the only way to get it off. I heat the last one, and I beat the last one, and it didn't do a darn thing. So, This little Ingersoll Rand air hammer. She's gonna do the job. It worked good last time. I doubt you'll be able to see if I do that. And I move where you can see. This isn't working that good this time. Last time it came right out. Well. Naturally. Okay. They're just gonna be hateful, I see. I really don't want to destroy that, and I really don't want to buy a new one. You get $67 for this freaking thing. You believe that? $67. Now you know if a farmer made it, he'd get paid 20 bucks for it. If he was lucky. And that's the one that moves. We need to remember which one we're working on. They don't make vices like they used to. It used to be when you put something in a vice, she didn't come out. More air. I'll break my neck on that piece of junk by the time the day's out. I wish I could figure out how to get that boot off of there without destroying it. Because I would just put the fire to this thing. Get her nice and hot. And then it'd come right off. Okay, I got the bracket on here, pads in. Be careful to not get any never sees down on your braking surface, obviously. But anyways, these are those little sliders now. See how nice they move in and out. They're supposed to be free. If they're not free, it's not right. You need to take it back apart and make it work freely. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that caliper that I got draped over the lower control arm back on here, and that'll probably, I think, be it for what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna take trash in the lane. We got trash pickup in the morning, so I'll take that down and then I'll probably go in. It's 9:30 now, so I need to go in and help my wife. Well, it's the following day. Bean rooster's here now. Had herd check this morning. So while they're getting that first wagon loaded with beans, I'm gonna go ahead and come back in here and finish this, well, attempt to finish this job here. So I got the brakes all put together last night and everything, and now all that's left is to pull that old shock out of there and put a new shock in. So I'll get this tore apart and maybe put together before they have the first load. We'll see. So catch up with you here after a little bit. There, got that thing out. That one was kind of a pain in the butt. There it is. There's the passenger side. So I'm gonna go outside and go back to roasting the soybeans here. a roasting machine. You can roast all sorts of stuff. You can roast corn, you can roast soybeans, I guess pretty well whatever you want to put through it. Anyways, there's a burner there, a feed auger. It takes whatever grain you're roasting and drops it in through a flame, and that'll kind of char it. And then it goes into that secondary tumbler there, and that's a dryer, or not, I shouldn't say a dryer, a cooler. So that'll cool the grain, and then there's an auger on the backside that unloads it. And we're just putting these beans in a couple wagons here, and they'll end up going in this bin I'm standing right next to right here, and we'll use that for feed for our dairy cows. So, kind of a neat operation. We don't own this machinery. We hire a service to come in here and do this. So, this is hired out. They just come in whenever we need it and roast some soybeans for us, and we use it for feed. Both those wagons are full now, so I'm gonna pack up here, get this roaster out of the way and swept up, get him paid, and we'll get these wagons put away. Okay. Well, got this truck put back together. Took a couple days, you know, working on it in the evening time after work and everything, but roasted soybeans today. Put those things away in the shed for now. We'll go ahead and unload those sometimes when the weather permits. No rain and all that, but this thing's back together, ready to rock and roll again. I use this thing quite a bit. It's my daily driver, family hauler, grocery getter, work truck, everything in one. So I use this thing quite a bit. It'll be nice to have it back up and going. It was dearly missed the days that it was down. So I appreciate you guys stopping into the channel today and seeing what we had to offer. As always, God bless, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.